Hello everyone, my name is Tu Chans, and today I will be representing about my integrated case analysis on Yellow Page Joint Stock Company. This is the order of my presentations. So I will go from the organization backgrounds to the organization chart, self-identity at Yellow Page, employee motivation tactics, leadership style, a short conclusion, and a works-cited page. Yellow Page was founded in 1992 by Vietnam Post and Telecommunication Groups, so we're directly under VNPT Groups. We're in the telecommunication industry and we have three main services. The first one is to provide trainings for VNPT employees. The second is that we manage subsidiaries for Vinaphone, which is one of the main mobile service provider in Vietnam. The last service have nothing to do with VNPT groups. So we're managing also the governmental events for Hanoi City. This picture shows our organization chart. We have a board of directors managed by the presidents and one vice president. These two people are managers from VNPT groups. At our headquarters of Yellow Page, we have an executive board managed by the general directors and two others vice directors. At the third tier management, we have subsidiary managers, department managers, and center directors, under which we have vice managers, and vice director. Among all the self-identity theories that we learn in class, I think there are three most applicable to the organizations. The first one is the use of digital trade, which is the social media. In 2009, when social media was booming in Vietnam, our general director was starting to have a small employee repositioning programs. For these programs, employees are asked to provide their social media accounts in exchange for 2 extra paid day off within the year. So from this program, the general director was able to gather around 30% of all the employees in the headquarters social media accounts. And by that, 20% of all the employees in headquarters have their job repositioned because they were not so suitable for their jobs. Another theory I think, is applicable is the self-identity change in the group settings. So at Yellow Page, we have a categories of employees, like two. Employees general and manager. All the general employees have to wear uniform to work every day, while the manager doesn't have to. So manager starting from the vice director to general director, so there are three, doesn't have to wear uniform to work in any times. The third theory is the identity-based motivations. Well, for this one, I was able to notice how different my colleagues act around managers in business around us or among their family members. So during the company annual summer vacation last year, there were so many employees in the company that I saw they were so not as active during business meeting or in groups, but they were so active in the vacations. They have lots of ideas for events or games. So for this, I think that is because they were motivated to show their families that they are very reliable, that they have a lot of ideas, so they can be trusted. But in a group settings in business, they doesn't have to, because there are other people that already took their work and already do the job for them, so they don't have to show that they are reliable or not. In my opinions, I think that employee motivation tactics at Yellow Page are very effective because most of the time I feel satisfied with what I have to offer and what I get out of the work. Our manager usually gives suitable tasks for their employees. Because I think of myself as a maximizer, and I never want to work with anyone who's not valuing my hard work. So that is the case here. I never have to work with that kind of teammates because, well, our manager knows the employees and assigning good team members for him or her. The company um, also care about the employees' well-being. It is not mandatory for a company in Vietnam to pay for the national health insurance, but this company, they pay for 60% of our health insurance, as well as they give us the annual checkup um, every February. Also, the pay level and fairness is equal at the company. When an employee when the employee jumps from general employee to management level, they receive just a small amount of paid in salary, but he or she not only have the raise, but receive an individual accounts for their personal spending in three categories: traveling, dining, and clothing. They can spend it however they want, and these accounts are accumulated. So if they are not maxed out the accounts every month, they will get it um, accumulated to work like how many years until they retire. Also, the pay level will be decreased if the employees make mistakes that are more very costly to the organizations. At Yellow Page, I've noticed some leadership traits that we learn in class. The first one is the difference in leadership values. Here's the case. When there is a team building activity or events, I noticed that the female leaders are usually the leaders of winning teams. The team dynamics was valued more by female leaders. They care more about what their team members have to say, and they are not as competitive as the male leaders, which eventually lead the team to victories, I think. The second theory is about the voice pitch theory, about the success of deeper voice male. Well, I think this is also applicable to female leaders because what I saw that our top director, the general director is a woman. Well, she's at the highest management level, and her voice is actually lower than most of the other managers. With that voice, she showed great powers and sympathy to um, to her colleagues. In most of the business meetings, she usually just lower her voice a little bit to talk about important issues, but still her voice never scale like at a high pitch at all. The last theory is how charismatic leadership is. So by observing each of the managers being promoted at the company, I feel like, well, I would like to say that this is an unofficial test that employees have to pass before they can or become a leader. Is that usually, mm, well, usually the ones that receive the promotions, I can notice that they are very caring. They are very caring to others. They care about what other employees have to say for certain problems, in which gains the trust of that groups of people that they are managing. So when they reach the management level, they tend to expand that characteristic to help the organization more. So in a word, there are a lot of theories that I learned from class, but all the theories that I use in this analysis are the one that I think is most applicable to the company. I gain a lot of knowledge about the company because, well, I've never looked at my company in this much of details, as well as I learn a lot more about management style and management tactics and theories that can be applied to, well, I think it's very practical and can be applied to almost every business settings. I feel like I'm more ready to step up and took the role as a manager as well, because now I understand a lot more about managing a group of people. I know that I have to learn a little bit more, but well, I just feel ready. Lastly, this is the works cited page. Thank you.